Well, hello and welcome. I'm Cindy Daychuk with Queen Bee Creations. Thanks for tuning in. We've got another quick Christmas craft because I can't seem to stop. It's gonna be problematic if Christmas is gone and I'm still doing these. So again, I have just some really lightweight boards. These are Taekwondo boards. And I have just drawn a couple of little Christmas tree shapes. So you can see that this one comes up to here, this one, so there'll be, one taller than the other, and because I'm doing two, I want a variety of them. But these are wide enough boards. They are, well, that's a solid inch thick. So these can be shelf sitters when we're done. So they are Christmas tree shape, but we're not making Christmas trees. And so I'm gonna get these cut. Now you can just do a hand saw with them. You can do a chop saw if you're doing a chop saw. If you've got an angle cutter, I'm here on my own, and I'm gonna use the scroll saw to be able to get these cut. So I'm gonna get them cut, and then I'm gonna be back. I've got them cut. I ended up doing 3. Just because I think as a grouping, 3 will be cute. So I got these cut, and then I did just sand the edges. We're gonna cover the edges, but I just wanted to get them lightly sanded so that so they weren't all rough and flaky. So next up, super easy, get them painted. And we're gonna be doing decoupage on these. So I just want a nice light base coat. I'm gonna use white, and I'm gonna use white linen, which is one of the DIY cottage colors, so it has a built-in sealer to it, just because it makes my life a little bit easier. So I'm just gonna get a coat on here. Now the bottom, you're gonna see the paint. So here, I'll probably go a little bit heavier. Here, it'll go lighter because it's all gonna be covered by my paper. So all you're doing is getting your paint on this and then letting it dry. Next step in the process is to dig out some paper. So I am just using some scrapbooking paper. I have a big pad that I had gotten ages ago of various Christmas. So I'm using colors that the little threesome that I'm making will coordinate, that they'll go together. So the easiest way to do this is, because I want to decoupage this, is to just gonna take my ruler and say that goes corner to corner, right? So if I look at this, that's more than enough. And I'm just gonna tear it. Now, because I want this to start up, this is gonna be more than enough to do both sides. But I also have these sides. So I am gonna want, and again on this one, I think I just need the one strip in half. So I just want this a little bit wide enough. And do it roughly in half. And there we go. So you don't have to necessarily futz around with scissors, especially because I anticipate that I want to be distressing the edges anyway. I want a worn look on these. So why go nuts? For these, I'm just going to be using some Mod Podge because I have tons of it. You could use liquid patina from the DIY line. Again, whatever you have. All those mediums work great. Now, what I am going to do is I want this to start up a bit. I don't want it right down to the bottom of my piece. So I'm going to put my decoupage medium on, and I'm doing the sides at the same time while I'm kind of goopy here. And then I'm just going to stick. Now I have an edge that is perfectly smooth on all of my pieces, and that's the piece that I'm going to put along the bottom in all cases. So both of these torn, they have the one flat edge, and that's where I want to put that. So I'm just going to get these all glued on all of my trees, and then once they're all dry, we'll come back to move on to the next case. Just because of the timing as to what part of the day this is, that's going to end up being tomorrow. All right, now that these have had a chance to dry, it's time to be able to sand them. And I'm using a really coarse sandpaper. It's just 80 grit. I was going to say 60. I would have lied. And I'm just going down along the edges, and this is going to help just kind of release that paper that was along the edge, and it's going to give me a nice light, well, maybe not light, distress, but it's going to distress that edge for me. And you don't want to hear me do this on all of them, so I'll finish that one off, and it'll look like this. Nice and distressed and sanded. And really, the last part of this is that we just need to add a beard. And so you can use any kind of fur, and you can even at the dollar store get like rolls of fur, right? So I just happen to, and I just cut a little square, and then I round it out. And then I pull any of the excess off. So, you know, you get little tufts that aren't attached anymore in there. Just kind of pulling some of the beard fibers, combing it down here a little bit. And I'm going to put some hot glue along the top of the beard and sticking it part way up. Now, so I've got it part way up, and what I want to do is just kind of use the edge of my scissors here to just kind of pull some of those, some of the fibers, some of the fur off to the side, almost like it is a mustache. Because I'm gonna put my nose, and I am just using, because this is what I got, a little styrofoam ball. If you've got some wood beads, use those. You could make your own by stuffing a little pair of nylons. But I just like to kind of nestle it up in there so that it just has that sort of kind of nestled in look. Super quick, super fast, super easy, and you know what? Super cute. Having this little trio of them. I'm going to finish off the other one. You know, you could, after you've sanded these, you could reseal them again because these edges now where you've sanded aren't sealed ostensibly, but really, I don't bother because they look old, they look worn, and they're just a quick decoration decor piece anyway. And I don't really want them looking super shiny from it. You could do a matte finish. You could seal them if you want. You could leave them unfinished. You could take the wood and you could antique those edges if you want. Use a little bit of brown wax or dark wax. That would also work. So I'm just gonna finish this one off. I'll take a picture of the three of them. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Just another quick little craft if you're looking for a little something to do. Or keeping it in mind for some upcoming little bazaars if you've still got some of those in your future. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. And as always, take care.